Wake up, Lo-Fi Nation. It's Monday, and time to do our thing. Ooh, yeah, it's your Monday morning edition of the Lofi Poli Sci podcast. I'm your host, Michael Pickering, here to talk about our famous question, what's going on in the world today. And we'll get you that weekend cinema box office report and your 5-day weather forecast for the week in just a minute. But for now, straight to it, the news, fresh off that press. And right away, we return to potentially a final update to a story we've been covering for over a year now. The farmers' protest in India. We've talked about their caravans of tractors and vans and trucks, and fighting the fight against Prime Minister Modi's farming laws that would hurt the local small farmers in the country. And Modi, he retracted the laws, and now the farmers are going home. And this is an incredible story about the perseverance of people, about social movements, about protest, about democracy, and about how the people can still be heard even after a country votes. And we'll be keeping an eye out there, though, moving forward, just to see if this really is the end. Now let's head on over to Nicaragua, Taiwan, and China for an interesting mix of countries, to say the least. But the Nicaraguan government has officially discontinued its ties with Taiwan, and is going all in with China. And the cause of the switcheroo, you may be asking? U.S. sanctions against Nicaragua, or so it would seem. Although this isn't an altogether surprising or unheard of move. Anytime the West throws sanctions at a country, that country and others, they have a tendency to seek alliances with other countries that are being sanctioned. And we'll get to some new sanctions the U.S. put in place later that will really help put this one story into a larger perspective. But for now, Taiwan loses one more country from a very short list of diplomatic ties. We'll keep you posted for sure. All right. Now, let's see what happened this weekend at the box office. What movies did people go to see? Coming in at number 5 is Eternals, with $3.1 million this weekend, bringing its 5-week run to a worldwide total of $395 million. Coming in at number 4 is House of Gucci, with $4 million at the box office. Number 3 is Ghostbusters Afterlife at $7.1 million. Number 2, Encanto at $9.4 million. And number 1 was West Side Story with $10.5 million. And write in, let us know, what did you go see this weekend at the movies? And did you really get a Coke Icy or not? I'm curious. Write in, people, write in. Now let's head on over to Afghanistan for the latest thing there, where we told you recently that the United Nations was looking to send aid to the country, but the West had stipulated it wanted the aid to go to the people and not to the Taliban government of the country. Well, it appears that's happening now, though we don't know exactly when the aid will be delivered, but $280 million has been unfrozen and transferred to 2 United Nations organizations, UNICEF and the World Food Program. And UNICEF will get $100 million, and the World Food Program will get $180 million. And the World Food Program says they will distribute food directly to the people who wait in line to get it. And UNICEF, they'll distribute essential health services. This one we'll be watching very closely, as will everyone in the world, really. The implication is, if this works, then more aid could be released and directly distributed to the people of Afghanistan. So this is a big deal for a lot of real people in need. We'll keep you updated for sure. Now let's go back to talk about sanctions a bit more and connect our earlier story to this one. So on Friday, the U.S. government placed sanctions on people and companies connected to 4 countries, one of them a bit of a surprise as it was Bangladesh. The other 3, though, North Korea, China, Myanmar, all for human rights violations, and really kind of expected. But remember how we said Nicaragua was going to other sanction receivers? Well, enter the picture, China. More and more, there's a growing coalition of countries willing to do business with each other that the West has already placed sanctions on. And in fact, it really pushes the development of an alternative economy to that of the Western-dominated one. And with China's One Belt and Road Initiative, there's major implications for the formation of an all-new international economic system moving forward. So keep your eyes on the international economy, people. And that doesn't mean Wall Street or London. Lots going on all around the world. Switching gears again, though, to bring you that Metro New Orleans weather report. Monday and Tuesday, it's highs in the low 70s and lows in the low to mid 60s. And partly cloudy with a chance of meatballs. That's right, at 25%. Wednesday and Thursday, little chance of meatballs, though partly cloudy indeed. Temperatures in the low 80s to the mid 60s throughout the day and night. And Friday, cloudy and 69% chance of meatballs. So bring that umbrella out there, people. It'll be comfortable, though. It'll be in the mid to low 70s during the day. And that's your Metro New Orleans weather report. And a last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. To space we go. Or at least a space-related story, having to do with sleeping bags and squishy eyes. So here on Earth, gravity pulls all the liquids in our body downward. Of course, yes. In space, though, that doesn't happen. And more of our liquid gets left in our head. And thus, space people's eyes can bulge, and their eyesight can be affected by this squashed eyeball disorder, if you will. Not my words, though. I prefer squishy eyes, but that's just me. Anyway, scientists have developed a sleeping bag made to pull the liquid downward toward your feet whilst you sleep, and thus solving the squishy eye syndrome. I mean, this is why I love science. I can't tell you the last time I was in a sleeping bag, but if I were to go to space, I'd most certainly invest in the anti-squishy eye sleeping bag, for sure. And as always, to you sciencey folk out there, thank you for doing your thing. And that's your Monday morning edition of What's Going On in the World Today. Check out Saturday's issues of Letters of the Lofi Poli Sci, available on LinkedIn, or subscribe to the emailing list. And are you interested in writing into the show? Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, myself on LinkedIn. Email us, let your voice be heard. Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Peace and well-being to all my human beings out there. Much love and always the best. Pickering, signing off.